Happiness is an inside job. You can't make anybody else happy. And people are just distracted. And this life is just a bunch of lies, unfortunately. And I'm mad that they took out most of the book, half of the books in the Bible, I guess. But the ones that count are there. The Joel verses that count still remain. Are still there. Whatever. You don't have to know too much about this life because there's not much to remember. It's all going to be forgotten like everybody's past life. I really loved the girls that was 2 years old that talked to her mom. That wasn't a lot. On the Oprah show, she was just a toddler and she's communicating to her mom that that's where she died, off the bridge. And what? She had stopped her car. What? What are you saying? This is where I didn't have my seatbelt buckle on. When she was 2, she told everyone, put on your seatbelt. Put everybody on your seatbelt. Right. I didn't have my seatbelt on, and it wouldn't have mattered her. She crashed off the bridge and drowned. And she remembers the water. And she's like, well, who was driving you? She's, oh, that was another life. I was big then. Kids don't lie, so you don't know anything about this life. So, and I was always told that I took things too seriously, which I did. But that's a good thing, to be highly sensitive and to take things very seriously. Because when people treat you like shit, you can tell them, but they're that delusional that they're going to deny it. That's just the way most people are. They're just outrageous. And the same people that were rotten to me will be completely different somewhere else. In the workplace. Whatever. Life is not what it seems. At all. And there's no one knows how the beginning started, but I was thinking one of the aliens, which I would prefer the Pleiadians. They were blondes and blue-eyed. They just looked the most attractive, as aliens can look. They really look attractive. So let's just say all that race, how many there were. Maybe there was just 5,000. Who knows how many there were. Let's just say one was good and one had a friend. Everybody lied. Everybody was killed and destroyed. And the mutated one from the mutated alien, Pleiadian, decided, okay, maybe if I can have a go at, making dirt and what looks like me, and maybe they can be my friend. And maybe that's what happened. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. The Adam and Eve story is so far-fetched. And yeah, it would seem that Eve got raped because Cain is evil. So whatever devil, now yeah, there's a number of devils. Like I don't know. gray aliens, there's 3 different reptiles, there's just tons and tons of aliens, insectoids, who fucking knows? Predators, a new guy, most evil. That I heard that Putin, who's evil, well, there's always a worse or evil, the new guy. I don't know if that, it was on a podcast. But I could see, like, that happening. Like, they don't like the aliens, and they just thought, oh, I can annihilate them. The predators, the new guy, go through portals, and whatever military tried to destroy them, the new guy destroyed them. They just got one, and it was wounded. That's it. The whole crew was annihilated. I don't even know when that happened. I don't know. It was a podcast. I don't know. Could have happened. Who cares? There's nothing too much to care about on this planet. Because of everything being a lie. And the saddest thing about the human race is your best friend is your acquaintance. And I learned that before I was, like, severely traumatized, which traumatized a lot. So, like, I always thought, I figured out your best friend is your worst enemy, because they know everything about you. And what is man but beast? We steal, kill, and destroy. So that's pretty much in everybody. And I just happen to do that. Some people don't have chances. Now, I have one today. Trying to make it. What I was given has to be given back. And I'm just so mad. My situation. But, anyway, I was wrong too many times in my life, and, this isn't my life, because Earth is not right. At all. But, like, Earth is worthwhile for me if I can make a homeless person smile. I don't care about the rich people who are snobs and they don't care at all. They just totally ignore you. I really like the stupid, dumb, retorted drug addict. He's going up and yelling at one guy in a suit greeted him and was very friendly to him. He's a smart drug addict. He's smart. Whatever. But he hates himself, obviously. And I learned he left his wife and his kids. What an asshole. To become a gigolo here. Such a dumb shit. Most people hate themselves. But you wouldn't think that he hates himself. My God. All these assholes. I'd go to rehab. The one gentleman, and this guy did go to rehab. And he did have help, working in a guy's house. Now, there's no work for him to do, but he certainly can pay for his rent, being the maid to the gentleman that took him in. So that's a great thing. I never had that. Why, I did have Susan Chappelle. But then she had Alzheimer's. So. But, the human race has it built in them to survive. So even though I was traumatized to death, I could never ever do that. So yeah, anyway, this life is okay, but it's Christians, or I don't like that word Christian. Real Jesus people who believe that Jesus is God. The real Jesus people. Earth is not their home. They're waiting for the sweet by and by, which I wholeheartedly did believe it. I was a little bit veered away with New Age, and I love Stephen Barkar's testimony. Beautiful young man whose mom and dad took him back in. Mom was just like, she was just waiting. He had everything in life, just like Richard Lorenzo Jr. down in Florida church. That I don't agree with these people speaking in tongues. Okay, that's wrong. And the way, I mean, I don't know that any of them do what they should be doing, which they should help out a homeless person. I know that they know that needs helped out, so that's what a church should do. Help out the widows and the orphans. That's what Micah says. That's why you're supposed to tithe to the church. That those tithes are supposed to go solely to widows and orphans. No. But people steal. They can steal and they do steal. Probably charities are... I mean, charity is so easy to steal from. There's no proof. Yeah, you have to know all these loopholes and all that. I don't know one. But I am my own best friend that I became when I ran away from him when I was 37. But, a lot worse happened then. Well, actually, there's probably the whole year of 2006. That might have been... Nah, it would have been 1999. That would be 1998, 98. And that I was majorly traumatized. So I remember when I was a little girl. And I don't understand. So if you want to call it PTSD, it should be called remembering trauma. It's what it should be called. That's, yeah, and I don't get all these really complicated, coming up with narcissists shit names. Covert narcissists, whatever. They're just insane abusers, and that's it. Bottom line, they all have the same exact symptoms. I don't care. Sociopaths and psychopaths are different. No, they're all the same to me. An insane abuser is controlling, condemning, erases your life with manipulative lies, makes you want to die. Never heard anyone said that. Am I the only one? Well, people just don't like to admit to that. Why not? That's why I look like shit most of the time. But I don't have to carry that anymore. But basically I was attacked the majority of my life. And that just shouldn't happen, And I came to realize I can't help anybody. They have to help out themselves, but there is no help out there. That's the sad thing. Not from a millionaire or a billionaire I could. And how would I even help them out? It's too complicated. But my shelters have cameras in every single room, at every corner of the room, to see what the hell the insane people are doing. Because I don't trust anyone. Yeah, if you want to stay in my shelter, there's a camera in every single room. And if I want to kick you out for hitting somebody, screaming at somebody, I will. In fact, if you want to stay in my shelter, you have to sign this little contract that I can put any of the funny shit that you might do on YouTube. Like Johnny Carson. I mean, that's great. I used to try to record people on tape recording. People don't know what they do, but I observe people. It's like nothing really matters. I like real interaction, not reading a fiction book.